What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We're back here today on the Madden Rebuild channel, as today we will be doing a Tennessee Titans rebuild. Also, make sure to comment down below the next team you guys want to see me do a rebuild on here in Madden 24. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciate it. I also have a quick little plug. I have a football podcast with a few of my real life friends. Link to that channel is down in the description below. We just uploaded yesterday and previewed the AFC South. But speaking of the AFC South, as I just told you, we're doing a Titans rebuild today. So let's go take a look at what the lineup is looking like going into year number one and maybe make some changes here or there. I'll show you what I mean in a second. So we have the offensive line with Dillard, Skoronski highlighting it. Petit Frères on the right side. You have Okonkwo, Traylon Burks, Ryan Tannehill, Derrick Henry, Tajay Spears. I believe it's Tajay Spears, right? Is that his first name? It is. Yes, I think that's how you say it. If I'm mispronouncing it, I apologize. But also, of course, they acquired DeAndre Hopkins this offseason. I thought for sure DeAndre Hopkins would be going like to the Bills or the Chiefs, and I was totally wrong. He decided to go to the Titans. Patriots were also in the running for him. On the defense side of the football, you have Kevin Byard, Harold Landry, Azeez Al-Shaair, Arden Key, Amani Hooker, Christian Fulton, Sean Murphy Bunting, Simmons, Tart, the Nico Autry. So there's still a lot to like on this defense. As far as the offense is concerned, I'm just going to come out and say it immediately. I don't feel the need to start Ryan Tannehill in this rebuild. I just think we're wasting time by doing it. I'm not a big believer in Ryan Tannehill going forward. I can't imagine he's going to go up in overall. I imagine he's actually going to regress. I don't even know how this team is going to do in the simulation. I'm not going to waste any time. I'm just going to start Will Levis immediately. That is what we're going to do. I think it makes all the sense in the world just to roll with Will Levis immediately. Maybe it's Malik Willis in real life. I don't know what the depth chart's going to look like, and it could be updated already. I just don't really know. But regardless, I'm starting Will Levis year one. I don't want to waste any time with Mr. Ryan Tannehill. He is not going to be part of the future here. So we might as well just roll with Will Levis, start things off. So we're going to go ahead, similar year number one. I'm going to see how things go. I don't expect much. I'm going to be honest with you. I expect to be a team that doesn't make the playoffs, but who knows? Maybe we do make it. Mike Vrabel is still a great coach, and we still have Derrick Henry. So we still have that in our back pocket. But with Will Levis starting, not really sure what to expect. We're just going to let Madden do his thing, and I'll see you guys at the end of season number one, and then we'll go from there on where we went in the season. So at the end of the season, I can't say I'm too surprised. We went 3-14, which really sucks. Definitely really disappointing. But as I said, I can't say I'm like too shocked by it. I mean, Will Levis maybe wasn't good right away, or the team just wasn't very good. We'll see kind of where we went wrong. Maybe if we started Ryan Tannehill, we're a playoff team. Offense was 25th in the NFL. Will Levis did not look like it a very good year, let's be honest, but defensively 24th in the NFL. So Will Levis 18-13. I mean, it's fine. It's nothing too crazy. It's nothing too disappointing either, I will say. Derrick Henry 1,500 yards, 10 touchdowns. Will Levis also 280 rushing yards. Chris Moore, DeAndre Hopkins, Traylon Burks, none of them really got 1,000 yards on the season, which is obviously how this Titans offense has been kind of ran anyway. Christian Fulton with 2 interceptions, 1, and Farley. Yeah, we literally only had 4 interceptions all year, which is pretty sad. Sacks wise, 10.5 from Harold Landry, 9 from Jeffrey Simmons, 3 from Nico Autry, and 2.5 from Tart. So based off a 3-14 performance, this could be a total teardown this offseason. We're gonna have a high draft pick. We do have an auto-generated draft class, so I mean, if there's a good quarterback, I guess we could technically take it if we wanted to. But hey, if this was real life and we had the chance to draft Caleb Williams, I don't think I would hesitate on that. I think I would probably go that route and just figure out what to do with Will Levis and Malik Willis. But we'll see. I think with the result we just had, I think everyone is on the table as far as the trade is concerned, even our man Derrick Henry. I might even be willing to move on from him as the Ravens beat the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. But we'll see. We'll just kind of see where we're at, because I feel like this team, it's just time for a rebuild. It's just time for a total rebuild, in my opinion. So that's what we're going to go for in this scenario. So with a 3-14 performance, that's just kind of where we're going to go. If we would have maybe went like 9-8, then I would have tried to keep things relatively competitive. But going 3-14, I think it's an obvious direction that, hey, this is not working. We need to go in a rebuild mode. So let's go see who we need to bring back in order to keep this team where we need it to be. So Derrick Henry is a free agent. Wow, that actually is unfortunate. I may have looked at trading him at the deadline if I knew that. I don't think we just let him walk for nothing, so we're gonna have to re-sign him. So Derrick Henry has been the identity of this team. I'm gonna bring him back, and I'm gonna give him a 3-year deal. He's 30 years old though, so obviously running backs after 30 do start to hit a regression, as we all know, but I'm gonna offer it to him anyway. He's not interested. I think you franchise tag Derrick Henry. It's worth $16 million. I still think we have to do it. So I'm going to franchise tag Derrick Henry Tart at 27, Farley at 25. I'm going to bring back Caleb Oh, this is a 5th year option. My bad. So yeah, I'm going to accept Caleb Farley's 5th year option. And then we're going to bring back Sean Murphy Bunting if we can as well. I think I'll try to bring back Tart. I'm going to try to keep the defense relatively the same while adding pieces if possible. So Sean Murphy Bunting, Aziz Al-Share at 27. So 27 years old is not too old in my opinion. So we are going to try to get Aziz Al-Share back. He is back, so that's great. We'll go for Tart as well. Fulton's another guy I would love to bring back. So let's just try to get all these guys back, because all these guys I'm looking at are guys I want back. So Tart is back. Christian Fulton, next guy I want back, 25 years old, still has room for improvement. So we're going to bring him back. Okay, is there anyone else? $50 million in cap space. After that, I'm not really seeing anyone else I'm too interested in. Like Denico Autry at 34. I think I'm cool with moving on from him. Yeah, I think we're good. And we're not bringing back Brian Tannehill no matter what. That was never going to be an option anyway. Nick Westbrook, we're fine with letting walk. So let's just get straight into free agency. We brought back Derrick Henry. He is on the franchise tag. There is still a world where I trade him. I think that's still a possibility. He just got 1,500 yards. So we do have a young running back behind him in Tajay Spears, who's been impressive in preseason. So I'm going to try to see if maybe we can roll with him going forward. He's a 77 overall. So yeah, I think the writing is on the wall with a morale boost, or with -3 morale. Will Levis is going to be a 72 overall. So that's not terrible. So we have Traylon Burks. DeAndre Hopkins is another guy that I might be willing to trade away as well. I'm okay with a total teardown, basically, at this point. That's kind of where I'm at with this team. So we're going to go ahead, see what free agency is looking like. We're going to see what the trade market's looking like, and then we'll just kind of go from there. I'll show you what some of my moves will be as far as the Tennessee Titans team is concerned. I don't know if the Vikings would be in the business of trading for Derrick Henry, but this is the first move I'm going to try to do. It's going to suck, but I am moving on from Derrick Henry. Christian McCaffrey went for a plethora of draft picks, but obviously he was a lot younger. Derrick Henry is 30 years old, and running backs, as we all know, the value is just deplenishing. Now, Derrick Henry still just had a really good year, so at 30 years old, I think he would still have somewhat value, but not as much as Christian McCaffrey maybe did. So I'm going to try to get a second-round pick for Derrick Henry from the Vikings. Their main need at that 5th spot is a running back, so let's see if they accept this. They do accept, so we get a second-round pick for Derrick Henry. I think I'm pretty cool with that. You could argue maybe getting a first for him, but as I said, running back value has just depleted. So that was our very first move of the offseason. Was it bold? Absolutely. But Derrick Henry is no longer on this Titans team. As I told you, this is going to be a total teardown of this roster. Next guy we're trying to move on from is going to be DeAndre Hopkins. I'm going to try to trade him over to the Lions for a 3rd round pick. Let's see if they say yes to this. They are in fact going to say yes. So just like that, we've acquired a 2nd and a 3rd round pick for both Hopkins and Derrick Henry going into this draft. Now we have turned our attention to free agency, and I have 4 offers here. So to replace DeAndre Hopkins, I'm trying to get Gabe Davis on the squad. We've offered on Connor Williams as well, although the Texans are right in the hunt with us. Cesar Ruiz and Kenneth Murray. So let's see if we can get all 4 of these guys in free agency, or 3 of 4, because obviously Connor Williams we have a competition with. So we get Connor Williams, Kenneth Murray, but we do not get Gabe Davis. Wow, that sucks. I really wanted Gabe Davis, to be honest with you. So not getting Gabe Davis really hurts, not going to lie. Mike Williams was also released, it looks like. Donovan Peoples-Jones is another guy I wouldn't mind getting as a D-Hop replacement. He's not the best player in the world, but, you know, having him as a 3rd wide receiver, I will go for him and feel pretty good about it. So instead of getting Gabe Davis, who goes to the Texans instead, we're going to try to get Donovan Peoples-Jones, although we might be sniped for him, which is fine. I guess we can just draft a wide receiver. We'll see. So Cesar Ruiz, Donovan Peoples-Jones, we do get... No, we do not. So Cesar Ruiz is the last guy we're trying to get in the running for, and we do get him. So we address the offensive line a little bit. We get another middle linebacker. Not a crazy free agency. I would have loved Gabe Davis or Donovan Peoples-Jones there at the end. But unfortunately, we strike out on both of them. So we're definitely going to be needing a wide receiver going in to the draft. But the offensive line should have improved a little bit. So Will Levis will have more protection up front, which is great. We definitely needed that. So left tackle is still a huge issue. So is the tackle. So the tackle spots are still a problem. They really are. We definitely need another wide receiver as well. We have Tajay Spears as a running back. We have Aziz Al-Share, Kenneth Murray, Arden Key, Harold Landry. You know, defense is looking good. We could use I guess a left end, because I think Tart's more of a D tackle. But yeah, definitely still have a lot more moves to make. I will see you guys in the draft with next few moves to be made. So right now we're going into this draft with the 3rd overall pick. We also have 2 seconds and 1/3. So we're going to have to hit on these top 5 picks in my mind. We fall off after having around 4 picks. So yeah, we'll see, and we'll just kind of see where things end up. So hopefully we can, you know, hit big in the draft and we'll go from there. So let's go straight into this draft. Let's see what we can get at the 3rd overall selection. There's a lot of ways we can go about this. I will not be drafting a quarterback. I'm going to roll with Will Levis. I will tell you that. So the Dolphins are going to take, let's see, advance the next pick. The Dolphins end up taking Larry Phillips. Okay, would have been a guy that I wouldn't mind picking because we do need that position. Bucks are going to take, they are going to take Juan Payton. So both positions I could have used. They go, but it's fine. We should have at least one player here I imagine we can use. So let's see who's at the top of the board. So we have Corin Haynes. We have a tackle, which, as I said, we do need a left tackle or a right tackle. We have a quarterback in Martin Dent. I could move on from Will Levis, but as I said, I am going to keep with him. I think the best thing to do here is take a tackle. I think that's just going to be so important going forward. So I am going to go with Mitch Feldman here out of USC to be our brand new right tackle for the team. So welcome to the Tennessee Titans, my friend. We need protection up front, and I don't think we can go wrong with that. So welcome to the team. We use a 3rd overall pick on Mitch Feldman, and I'm feeling pretty good about that. So now we got a round 2 pick number 3. We hit on a very big need for Will Levis going forward, and we still need a wide receiver. So hopefully we have wide receiver talent in this draft because we just traded D-Hop away. So if we do not get a wide receiver, that'd be pretty unfortunate. So we have Jaron Decker on the board out of Michigan. We have LaRon Swain out of Kansas State. He's got F catching, though. That immediately turns me off from him. So I think we go best available wide receiver with Jaron Decker, not to be confused with Eric Decker, if you remember that name. But I am going to go with Mr. Jaron Decker here. He's a hidden development, deep threat wide receiver. Welcome to the team. Needed somebody opposite of Traylon Burks. So feel good about that pick. So far, I'm feeling good about our draft. So round 2. Pick number 19. I mean, at this point, we could take another tackle or an end. There's a lot of ways we can go with this selection, or we could take a corner if we wanted. We have George Griggs, Cordell Claxton, left end, and I think that might be the move. Clark Baker out of Oklahoma. I think that's going to be where we go with this. We got to replace Danico Autry somehow. So welcome to the team, Clark Baker. And that is going to be another hidden development player. So far, so good. I've hit on every single pick in this draft, which is what you need after you make those moves you just did. So feeling good. Now we can go to round 3, pick 19 that we got from the D-Hop trade. We got our wide receiver replacement already. We could take another wide receiver. We could take a tackle. There's a lot of ways we can go about this. So we got Marcus Edwards, Shaq Barnes, a lot of wide receivers on the board. I think we double down and take another wide receiver, honestly. I think we do. So we could take a corner, as I said, with Tyrone Peterson. But I think I am going to go ahead and take Marcus Edwards out of Mississippi State. He's a scheme fit, best wide receiver available that's left. Catching deep route definitely concerns me a little bit, but I think I'm going to take him. Only normal development, but that's okay. We double down at wide receiver. Hopefully he can turn into something for us eventually. And then I will let my assistant GM take care of the rest. So that was our draft. Hopefully our draft picks are going to really play well for us this season. So going into this season, this is what we're currently looking like. So we have Feldman, who we just drafted, Skoronski, Connor Williams, Cesar Ruiz, Petit Fury. So our offensive line is looking well and improved, which is great. We have Decker, who we just got in the draft. Will Levis will be starting, as I said. Tajay Spears gets the nod at running back this year. Kyle Phillips, and then Marcus Edwards is only a 70 overall. On the defense side of the football, we have Kevin Byard. The defense didn't change too much. The only thing we really did is we selected Chris Baker. The defense definitely has some aging veterans like Kevin Byard and Harold Landry. I believe Harold Landry is like 29, 28, right? And he is 28. Yes, I was right on the nod. But Kevin Byard is a guy we may be looking to trade eventually. We'll just kind of feel things out. But I'm going to go ahead, simulate season number 2. I don't expect much going into this season either. But, you know, maybe we make a surprise and make the playoffs. I would love that, but I'm not going to expect it. So year number 2, I think in my opinion, this is going to be another rebuild year. Just hoping to see some progression from Will Levis. Well, year number 2 doesn't go any better. In fact, we won one less game. 2-15 on the season this year. Yeah, pretty unfortunate, pretty disappointing. We'll have to figure out, is it Will Levis? Is he going to be the guy going forward? Let's take a look at the stats and see if he's just not the guy for the job. Yeah. I mean, it might just be the playbook, but right now he's not doing much for us. 17 passing touchdowns. Defensively was 10th in the NFL. But yeah, so Will Levis, 17-14. His player tag is QB of the future, but with these numbers, I'm not sure we can keep going with him, to be honest with you. Tajay Spears, 968 yards, 2 touchdowns. Receiving wise, Kyle Phillips, Traylon Burks, Decker. Nothing too crazy. I think there is a chance we go for a different quarterback if we're not going to get what we need out of Will Levis. 2-15 is not going to be acceptable. I knew this was going to be like another tank/rebuild year, but I was hoping to see some kind of progression from Will Levis, and we just didn't get it. So there is going to be a lot of interesting moves we need to make going forward to decide on. So going into free agency, Kevin Byard is our top free agent, and Traylon Burks has a 5th-year option, which we're going to accept, of course. He hasn't been able to progress as much as I would have wanted, but our offense hasn't been that good either, so can't really blame him. Monty Rice, I think I'm going to move on from, but Kevin Byard, I don't think I just let him leave for nothing. He's up to a superstar X factor. He's a Tennessee Titan veteran. Yeah, we could have kept Derrick Henry as well in this kind of mold with Kevin Byard, but I'm going to try to keep Kevin Byard around, and we got him back. So Kevin Byard is going to stick around. I thought about maybe trading him away, but now that we negotiated a 3-year deal with him, we're going to try to keep him around since he is a veteran for the Titans going forward. So let's get straight into stage 1. And if there is a quarterback in free agency I can get, that might be where we're going with this rebuild. I will tell you that, because I want progression from quarterback play immediately. It's just not there with Will Levis. I wanted it to be there. Unfortunately, I'm just not really seeing it yet. It could be the playbook. That could definitely be the problem, but we'll see. So Feldman's up to superstar development, which is great. Diller, 74 overall, opposite of him. Ducker's up to star. And then we're going to need another wide receiver in this building as well. Defensively, I think we can get like a really good corner that would also help me feel pretty good. But let's just see what's in free agency. I want to be good next year if we can, but I'm not going to just like ultimately, we'll just kind of see. If free agency is there for us to be really good, then I will go for it, but we'll see what's here. So we have Nick Chubb, not really looking to do anything like that. DeAndre Hopkins, of course, we could go that route, but I'm not going to go get him back. Trey Smith, definitely, I mean, Trey Smith at 26 years old, definitely looks pretty tempting. What else do we got? Do we have any good? So I see Teron Johnson as a corner. So corners that we have Chidobe Awuzie, Teron Johnson. So no number 1 corners. That was kind of something I was going to look at. Quarterbacks, though, Jared Goff, 30 years old. Nah, Jordan Love, 26. None of those are really exciting me that much. Zach Wilson, Trey Lance. I don't think I'm really going to get much better if I move on from Will Levis. Maybe I change the playbook, and that would change everything. We'll see. Wide receivers, though, Elijah Moore could be an interesting get. Michael Thomas, DJ Chark, Zay Jones, Brandon Cooks, KJ Hamler. Just not liking any of the options in free agency. Free agency is pretty disappointing for some of the positions we need. Deion Dawkins is here. Jedrick Willis is here. I think I am going to try to get Jedrick Willis here, though. So left tackle, Jedrick Willis, having him opposite of our right tackle, 81 overall. The offensive line, in my mind, would be complete if we get Jedrick Willis. So we'll go for that. So we'll be his number 1 offer, at least for now. Left in, right in. I'm good on that, I believe. Michael Pierce, BJ Hill. I'm not going to go for anything like that. Outside linebackers, I mean, we have guys there, but obviously it could be JOK. But this is more of a pass rush with our linebacker scheme, so I'm not going to do that. Teron Johnson or Chidobe Awuzie. I mean, Awuzie would be like the number 1 corner we could go for. Don't get me wrong, but do I want to go for it is the question with that. I mean, we have Kevin Byard. You know what? Let's go for it. Let's bring in Chidobe Awuzie. We have 3 good corners. We don't really have a guy that I'm saying, okay, is our number 1 corner. Chidobe Awuzie would be that for us. So let's do it. We'll see if he accepts that. And then as far as the wide receiver is concerned, I might be looking. I don't even know if I'm going to get either of these guys, but we're going to offer it anyway. So we are going to get Jedrick Willis. We do not get Awuzie, which is not the biggest deal in the world, I guess. But we might go trade for a wide receiver. We're going to go trade for a wide receiver, I think. I think I want an established wide receiver with Will Levis, and I'm going to change the playbook. We're going to give him one more chance. It might be a big mistake. We could draft a quarterback in this draft, but I'm still going to try to give Will Levis one more chance, I think. So I might be pulling a Chicago Bears here where I believe in Will Levis. Although we have the number 1 overall pick, I'm going to still roll with Will Levis. This may be a big mistake, but what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to get T Higgins on the squad. We're also going to try to get the Bengals 30th overall pick and their 2nd and their 1st round pick next year. I don't know if the Bengals accept this. They may be running into a problem where eventually they won't have enough cap space with Joe Burrow, T Higgins. I don't know. Regardless, I'm still going to try to get T Higgins for this haul with the number 1 overall pick. Will they accept this? I have no idea, but this is, kind of similar to what that DJ Moore Bears trade looked like. So let's see if we can do this trade. And they are going to accept. So we walk away with T Higgins, a 1st, a 2nd, and a 1st next year. I think that's a really good haul for that 1st overall pick. You could argue that we should have just drafted a quarterback, but bringing T Higgins in my mind, we're going to change the playbook. We're going to see if that changes anything for us. We're going to hopefully be a more dynamic offense next year, and that's kind of the direction we're kind of going in right now. So we still got a 1st round pick in this draft, and now we have T Higgins as a wide receiver, which was one player we definitely needed. We needed a wide receiver, a guy like T Higgins that could come in, and as we know, we've seen in the past, when quarterbacks get a premier wide receiver, they start to play a lot better. So we're hoping to get that with Will Levis, basically. So hopefully that works out for us. Defensively, on the other hand, I still would love like a really good corner, but maybe we can get that in the first round. We'll see. But other than that, we're going to go ahead, head straight to draft night with some of those picks we got from the Bengals. They have their first next year as well now. So we'll just kind of see how things go and go from there. So the Bengals had the first overall pick. I may have passed on a really good quarterback prospect. I'm not totally sure. Like, we could have definitely taken a good quarterback in this draft. Let's see who's there. So Nelson Porter, I guess, would have been the guy. He'd be the replacement of Will Levis if we decided to go that direction. But of course, we went the opposite direction, and we're going to be rolling with Will Levis. Hopefully it works out. Darrell Campbell also could have been a good pick for us potentially, but I'm still okay with T Higgins as more of an established guy rather than betting on somebody. So 30th overall pick, and then we get to pick with the second round pick at the top of the draft as well. And then we have the Bengals second. So we have 2 seconds, 1 first here. So let's see. Is there a good corner available to us? We have a strong safety. We have a free safety. So right now, I'm only really seeing safeties at the moment. So I might just go George Stanford out of Louisville, bring him in, and he'll be a scheme fill in the defense. The defense actually played well last year. So getting a hidden development strong safety behind Amani Hooker isn't the worst deal in the world in my opinion. So feeling pretty good about that. Round 2, pick 1. Maybe I could trade this pick for a corner on draft night. I don't know. That might be optimistic thinking, but that would be kind of cool if I could. I don't know. Let's see. If I went to Trade Center and maybe try to trade this second overall pick for a corner who could be available, that would be my dream scenario because I want an established corner. But we'll see if that's even out there. So we're going to go talk to the Chicago Bears about Jalen Johnson. He was the first guy that I saw. He's a scheme fit, still 26 years old, 85. He'd be the best corner by far that we, maybe not by far, but he'd be our best corner. So I'm fine with offering this. They are going to decline it at first, but I am okay with offering my 4th in this draft as well. I want Jalen Johnson. I want to be a good team next year, and they do accept it. So just like that. Although this may not be the best approach because Will Levis has yet to show anything for us, we're still trying to go in the aggressive route. The Bears get the first pick in the second round. We got Jalen Johnson now as an established corner. So now we'll just take we'll take these last 2 picks, and then we'll be ready to go into next season. Again, we are going to change the playbook as well. So cornerback. We got a few quarterback prospects here, but I think I'm going to go for some depth with Betts here. Let's go get a left in behind Jeffrey Simmons and our D-line. So I'm going to go with Dwayne Betts here. Bet on him, no pun intended, but let's see if we can go get a hidden development player with our last pick here in the 3rd round, and that will be all she wrote as I click view your draft board. You know what? I'm just going to the CPU, take the rest. It doesn't matter at this point. So I'll see you guys with the lineup. So going into this season, this is what we're looking like. Of course, we brought in T Higgins as a premier wide receiver with Will Levis. Hopefully that works out for us this year. Defensively, Stanford was drafted behind Amani Hooker, so not much has changed on the defense. Obviously, we also acquired Jalen Johnson, and defensively, I'm going to keep what we're doing the same. Now, the offense is going to change because the offense has not been good. So I don't know if we need to change the scheme, or I think the playbook's the main thing we need to change, but we'll keep it as West Coast zone run. I just don't think this has worked out very well. So I am just going to be that cheesy guy that changes it to the Kansas City offense, and hopefully things work out, basically, is what we're going to do. So Kansas City, Andy Reid with Will Levis, and then, obviously T Higgins. Hopefully this year things go a lot better. Will Levis, I need you to actually play some good football this year. I got you a premier wide receiver 1 that you needed. So hopefully this season we can be a well-established team and be back in the playoffs. This was a quick turnaround, but this is where we're at. 85 overall defense. So hopefully, as I said, we can make the playoffs. And just like that, at the end of this season, with the playbook change, things went so much better. It's almost like it should have just done that from the get-go, but here we are, 3 or 4 seasons in, and we finally are doing it. So if we go ahead and take a look at the player stats, I'm expecting Will Levis had a better year finally. Let's see if that is the case. Offensively, 8th in the NFL, and yep, Will Levis had a great season, which is what we wanted the whole time. Defensively, 3rd in the NFL. So both sides of the ball were absolutely amazing. Will Levis, 39-16, finally got that breakout year we wanted from him, so I'd love to see that. The first 2 years were very rough with him, but hey, we waited it out for him, and he paid off. So Haskins stole all of Tajay Spears' touchdowns, but he had 1,100 yards. Receiving wise, Okonkwo 1,000 yards, Traylon Burks 1,000 yards, and T Higgins only 858 yards. So Burks, I guess, had a lot more opportunity with T Higgins coming over. And defensively, sacks wise, we had 14 from Jeffrey Simmons, 10.5 from Harold Landry, 9.5 from Tart, and then interceptions, 3 from Jalen Johnson, 3 from Hooker, and 2 from Christian Fulton. So without further ado, we have to go ahead, jump in, and play Justin Herbert and the Chargers. let's see if we can go on a Super Bowl run here. First time in the playoffs back. Let's see if we can do it. So starting this playoff run with wildcard weekend, as we have the Los Angeles Chargers coming to Nashville, Tennessee. Let's see if we can come out here with the football and establish a good drive. We do not, but it's still 0-0 as we go up 7-0, but they tie it up immediately. But we're going to get another touchdown, but miss the extra point as they're going to take the lead because we missed the extra point. All right, Joey Slye missed a field goal. We get an interception from Jalen Johnson, the guy we traded for on draft night. Okay, we have the lead right now. Very high scoring first half. Now, can we keep it going in the second half? Yep, 27-17. 20-27. Can we go score again? We are 34-20, and we get a stop. And I think it's safe to say, boom, just like that, we have beaten the Chargers. And yeah, 1 second left. We're moving on to divisional round. So we start off this playoff run on the right foot. Let's see who we get to go play next. And now we have another AFC West opponent, but this time we're heading to obviously Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. We took their playbook, so hopefully we can do it better than they do. I highly doubt it, but here goes nothing. So divisional round going up against the Chiefs. We are going to start with an interception, but we did not score on it. We really needed that, but 7-0 start. So who knows, man? 14-0 start. We need it. We need it. And the Chiefs are they're gonna start coming back in this game. But hey, we're scoring. We get another interception. I don't know what Patrick Mahomes is doing, but right now he is not playing good football. 24-7. Please do not let them get back in this game after the lead we just had. I mean, it would be Mahomes like to get back in this game. But we are scoring. Okay, 31-28. They have all 3 timeouts. We got to get a first down. We got to make sure this team does not touch the ball. That's where we're at. We cannot let the Chiefs get the ball back. So let's go run for a first down. Hopefully we went and invest in our offensive line for a reason, and boom, it's there, and we got our very first down. So that should be the ball game, I believe. But I'm going to make sure we're going to keep running the ball with Tajay Spears. We're going to keep the ball on the ground. So they call their first timeout. I'm pretty sure 1 first down into the game though, but let's just keep it going, I guess. Hopefully no fumbles, and we might be getting another first down here soon anyway. So they're going to use that last timeout, and actually the clock is still going, or no, that's the play clock. I keep confusing the play clock and the actual clock. I don't know why, but regardless, I think this should be a first down. We're very close, literally on 3rd and inches. So do I end it with Will Levis? I think I do. I'm going to end it with my man, Will Levis. We're going to get a read option. All I need is an inch. So let's see if, okay, we're going to end the game with Will Levis. Just like that. That is your ball game. Will Levis read option to punch our ticket to the AFC Championship. We came to Kansas City and we took them out. That is exactly how this rebuild, it's going very well. I will say that. And now last but certainly not least, we go to Baltimore to play the Baltimore Ravens to see if we can punch our ticket to the Super Bowl, man. Obviously the Titans and the Ravens are very familiar with each other. They played twice in the playoffs like the last 5 or so years or whatever, because obviously the very first year the Titans took them out. The next year, the next time that they played, the Ravens took them out. So here is round 3 of this, and this is going to be the stakes could not be higher. It's to punch a ticket to the Super Bowl. So we get a stop, and we're going to go up 7-0 to start this game. Another interception from Kevin Byard. We are on a run right now. 21-0 start against the Ravens. Do not let them back in the game. 28-7. All right, let's keep it going. Keep the momentum going. Keep the foot on the pedal. All right. No score. Okay. Yeah, 35. I think it's safe to say fourth quarter is, unless we blow like a tremendous lead, we have punched our ticket to the Super Bowl, 45-24. And just like that, 50. We are just absolutely just hanging it on the Ravens. How many touchdowns did my man Will Levis throw? He threw 6 touchdowns with a 90% completion rating. That is insane. What a game from Will Levis. The first 2 years were an absolute disaster, and now he's throwing 6 touchdowns in the AFC Championship. Let's see who we get to go play in the Super Bowl. So Super Bowl time, and we get to play the New York Giants. Although this is in Atlanta, Daniel Jones versus Will Levis. Let's come out here and see if we made it this far just to win a Super Bowl or just to lose a Super Bowl. Let's see what happens. We're going to start off 7-0. Is the Kansas City playbook just a cheat code? Is that what it is? Although the Giants did tie it up. 7-7, and we're going to go up 14-7, and now it is going to be 10-14. So we have the lead still, 17-10. Can we go get another touchdown? We do, 24-10. The Giants almost get a score, but they come up short. 27-10. Fourth quarter, we have a 17-point lead. Boys, I think it's safe to say we have won a Super Bowl for the second video in a row. We bring the Titans to the Super Bowl after trading away Derrick Henry, DeAndre Hopkins. What a beautiful rebuild it was. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As I said, comment down below the next team you guys want to see me do. For now, this is Crushables 2. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.